Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. This is the first of a series that I hope to be starting on my channel called Gardening and Good News. I'm going to be bringing you good news stories that I have found, and hopefully they brighten your day a little bit. And then while I am telling them to you, I'm also going to be doing some type of gardening. Today I have a bunch of houseplants that I need potted up, but I'm sure as this series evolves, we'll be doing other things too. So grab a water and sit back and relax, and let's get into it. So we are going to start with this succulent plant called Bees Lantharus. I really liked this when I found it in Home Depot. I think I got it for like $2, so we're gonna pot it up. Okay, and into our first story. So TransCanada, or TC Energy, is the company that has proposed the Keystone Pipeline project that has been highly contested for the last 10 years. You probably remember all those protests. That was the Keystone Pipeline. So here is the thing about this specific project. The oil that we're talking about is extra environmentally unfriendly because it's like mixed with just a lot of rocks and sand and clay. And so it's super energy intensive to just refine this oil in the first place and make it into crude oil. And to get it out of the ground, they have to deforest huge sections of the boreal forest in Canada. And these are called mining strips. And if I can find a picture, I'll insert it here. The Keystone XL pipeline was proposed to go over the Ogallala water aquifer, and when it failed, and it would have disproportionately affected the native people in the area, completely compromising their main source of water and quite literally poisoning the land that they live on. So we're going to take this as a small win, but our environmental activism still needs to continue, and make sure that you're using your dollar to make your voice heard. And not to get political, but shout out to Joe Biden just like a little bit on this one, because he did revoke the permit that they needed on his first day in office. And there was no real room for them to move forward with the project, so that's why they ended up canceling it. So while we absolutely should still be holding our politicians accountable, we can give Joe Biden small snaps for this one. And if you're like, oh, Alyssa, but the gerbs. Well, guess what? The Interior Department just approved the Vineyard Wind Project, which will put 62 offshore windmills on the East Coast, and that will create almost 4,000 jobs. And also by 2023, this project is expected to power about 10 million homes, and that is pretty dang cool. All right, so I guess we can go to this umbrella tree next. This little guy, I made a cutting from a tree at my grandfather's house. All right, so bear with me here because this next one is also an environmental story, and I promise they won't all be. And I suppose that it is pretty fitting for this series, but that is not my entire intention with it. So the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service announced that the Bradshaw's Lomatuum, one hold. Google doesn't want to give it to me. So the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service recently announced that the Bradshaw's Lomatium is no longer an endangered species, citing conservation efforts that started back in 1988. At that time, it was estimated that there were only around 30,000 left in the wild. But as of 2019, their population has grown to over 11 million. Bradshaw's Lomatium is a wildflower that is native to the southwestern part of Washington state and into Oregon. It grows perennially in open, wet prairies that experience seasonal flooding through the winter and springtime. There's still a lot of work left to do, and honestly, development of these prairies is still the #1 threat, but overall conservation efforts have been really successful at managing what's left. So good job, you guys. This is a Manahula pothos. All right, let's get you out of here, baby. Rough, real rough. I let that one go a little bit too long. People get really all hot and bothered about breaking up the root ball. I feel like it's kind of contentious. I don't really care. If the roots break, then they weren't strong enough to be there in the first place, right? Maybe I could be wrong. Now, what container do we want to put you in? This is so exciting. You get to pick the new containers for them. Maybe this. I kind of like that. So the last story, which is quite exciting, is some fashion news. Blake Lively was seen gallivanting through New York City with her hubby, Ryan Reynolds, that dreamboat, in a pair of jelly sandals. I'm really excited about this. I love me some good old throwbacks. And I may be one of the only people who still have jelly sandals. So, I don't know, I'm here for this, and honestly, I'm never in the fashionable crowd, so this is quite exciting for me. I've been dreaming of the day for jellies to come back. All right, this is gonna be nice. This one's gonna finally get to spread its little wings. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, make sure that you like this video and subscribe. Maybe turn on that bell notification so you get notified every time I post videos like this. And I am going to be posting more videos like this. So thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next one.